Study session time, we're doing problem 129. It's a little awkward because in the back of the book, the print is so tiny. Let's talk about how to do this. First, there's this thing called the 9-4-4 rule, which says that if you have 1 gram of fat, that's 9 calories. Whereas carbs and protein, which is everything else we eat, has 4 calories per gram. So you get more energy. Calorie is a measure of energy out of fat than out of other things. Anyway, as we look at the label, this particular thing has 3, 13, and 3. And Rick just pointed out that I always do fat and then carbs and protein because that's what the labels do. The book does them in a different order, but oh well. So I take those 3 grams and just 3 amounts, read them off the table, multiply by 9 or 4 based on if it's fat or the others, and we figure out how many calories are in each one. The tables also have totals at the bottom, which I'm doing in blue, just so they look a little better. The book also wants percentages, so more on the next slide. I'm going to take what we had before, and I'm sort of spacing it apart. So I have a percent area here that started out blank a moment ago, and a percent area there for the calories, because I didn't have room to squeeze this in right here. And even if I did, it would sort of get in the way of what's happening with the 9 and 4 and 4. So after I've recopied things just to make some space on the page, then I want to find the percentages. So we're doing part divided by whole, just like we did with yesterday's study session. Look at that brief video if you want. And so the whole is 19 for the grams. So we take each of these and divide by 19. We get a decimal amount. Right? So I'm going to round my decimal. And I'm rounding to the nearest 1% because these numbers are kind of garbage. The people that make these nutrition labels fudge things a lot. They have to round correctly, but this 3 is surely not 3.00, right? This might even be like 3.4 grams of fat because fat tastes good, and then we can still round it and put 3 on the label. So since I don't trust these numbers to be incredibly accurate, I'm not going to add extra accuracy here. That doesn't mean you'd be marked wrong if you did. If you rounded this to 15.8, there'd be nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to not extend trust and accuracy to these labels. So I'm rounding these to the nearest 1%, and there we go. Similarly with calories, the total is 91. So I take each of these and divide it by 91. And again, I get a decimal amount. I use Riplop, and then we have our percentages there as requested.